Oh, I have a setting on here where it just starts recording. I did not know that. That's why it started recording yesterday. Anyways, hi. My name is Jenna. I am on here sharing my spiritual journey. What I'm doing is the spirit told me that I'm supposed to read my blog. So I had started to share my journals back in the end of 2019 is when I started sharing my journals. And then I switched from WordPress to Facebook. Facebook became the journal, and I have been sharing the dreams, the lessons, the healing, the shadow work, put all of my stuff out there on Facebook, and eventually I hopped over to TikTok, so now I kind of juggle TikTok, Facebook, Clapper, and now YouTube. The lives that you see that I have uploaded from Facebook on here, those all go along with these blogs. So right now I am reading a post that I had posted on WordPress, November 29, 2019. I can see if I can find it in the journal depending on how long this is. Let's let it open up. I have technical difficulties here. There we go. Alright. Sometimes I'm called to draw cards. Just so you know. So that's why those are there. Let me move them over here so they don't fall. Oh, the hierophant's at the bottom, so that's cool. How your light can heal the world. If you read the last few entries, you are aware of where I used to be mentally and spiritually. I already read those entries on here, the dark night of the soul. So you are probably wondering, where is this crazy lady now that she feels the need to share? This is a journal entry that I made and posted to my Facebook on November 14th, 2019. Not too long ago. When you read it, you will see the difference and hopefully understand why I chose to share my journal and the adventures that come with it. The next blog I post will be, as mentioned in the last post, about when my medication started working and I was able to better express myself. I just want to make sure to have posts showing how my thoughts and attitude towards life in general have changed in 2019 compared to 2018. That post with the medication and stuff, that's all in the Dark Night of the Soul. I put all 3 posts that were 3 posts on here into one post, and I read that all in one thing. That's why it's a longer video. November 14, 2019. It just takes a little spark to ignite a fire. Okay, again, because I forgot to mention, I need to get used to this introduction thing until I don't need it anymore. Everything is in levels, layers, and dimensions. Experiences that I had, lessons I learned, downloads that I got, right? So if you see something or hear something from 2019 or 2020 that I wrote about, it's more than likely not going to be a big change in most of the things, but it's going to be more in depth. It's going to have a deeper understanding, right? Like when I first got Twin Flame downloads, it was like about the energy between the people, and now I get the downloads on the quantum physics. Actual quantum physics, right? So it gets really, really deep. And here I was in a place in my life where I was just trying to figure out where I want to go on my path, because I had a near-death experience where I was told that I would help the people heal, and I was still trying to figure things out. Which, you know, here I am now. Still trying to figure things out, but I know exactly what I want to do at this point, so that's cool. I'm just letting Spirit do what it's got to do in the background. My spark was realizing nursing school in Germany can literally get me right into the career I want without losing out on income for years. Nursing school in Germany is free. They pay you. The interview is in a few weeks. Now, the real crazy thing is that my reality has shifted in such a positive way that the sparks are at a full burn, spreading to the people I love, illuminating their lives to give them a better view of what they really want, and they are going for it. I started a domino effect of making dreams come true, and it started with a conversation. If that's not something to be grateful for, then I don't know what is. I'm so happy to see people I love focusing on their happiness and their health. When we think of awakenings, healing, remembering our soul mission, and how us realizing these things helps make the world heal, this is what is meant. Your light shines bright enough to guide those who want change out of their darkness and back in touch with their own light. We spend so much time looking for some huge miracle that we forget that one simple event, idea, conversation can change an entire life. What might seem small to you can be huge to someone else. They have a life-changing realization that shifts their whole universe. Our life choices, our energy, and our love affect everyone around us. Now that is magical. So, let me see if I can find it in here. There it is, November 14, 2019. It just takes a little spark to ignite a fire. My spark was realizing nursing school, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Oh, I missed a couple words there, huh? It's down to becoming a drug counselor. So, originally, when I came to this place within myself where I really was like, okay, so I do want to help people heal, which I've always wanted to do that. As a little girl, I was like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a surgeon, I want to be a psychologist. Like, it was always about helping people heal. And I wanted to be a singer, you know, we all want to be a superstar at some point. So I have had experiences where people I cared about had drug addiction and alcohol addiction, and I had my own, you know, addiction with alcohol for a long time. So I understand the psychological aspects of the addiction and how we use it to cover up and hide and run away from our pain and our trauma and our fears. And I had come to this realization that I wanted to start some sort of an organization where I can help abuse victims and addicts, you know, just to like find a kind of stability in their life where they can come into this place where they don't have to worry about healthcare and housing and food and stuff like that, and they can just have the spiritual and the science come together to help them do their shadow work and just come into a place of learning how to love themselves and forgive themselves, and then the forgiveness and compassion for self leads to automatic forgiveness, compassion, and love for others, right? So that was the original plan, was to help people who had endured abuse and help addicts to, you know, overcome and heal. And then as time went on, I came to the realization that it's not a specific group. I want to be able to help anyone who needs healing, which would be everyone, right? So there is no specific group. There are specific groups who will feel drawn to you or drawn to me, depending on, you know, what perception you come from, what experiences you've had. But the whole purpose of all of this was for me to have documented an entire journey of spiritual awakening, all the way up to learning how to interpret messages from spirit, seeing the future, interpreting the future, and actually predicting the future, right? Which I also have documented, where I would make predictions and it would happen. It's all documented. And then eventually I come into downloads about quantum physics and time travel, and I'm downloading Tesla and Einstein, and I don't know what it is until I do the research, and I'm like, wow, I know Tesla and Einstein, right? I know quantum physics. Why? Because we are, as a one consciousness, able to access all knowledge, right? It just comes in bits and pieces because we have the human brain, and we have to come into a specific alignment within ourselves to be able to really pick up on this kind of stuff, right? So yeah, and I mean, I was able to get this information when I was in you know, an abusive relationship and I was depressed and all this stuff. I would still be getting information and stuff. I just did not have the awareness that I do now on what it was I was experiencing, and I didn't know how to play the game. I didn't know how to play the game. Now I know how to play the game, right? So that's also future posts. Anyways, so there's that.